Disgrace for Great Britain during the climate summit. Because electricity is so expensive, electric locomotives have to be sidelined. Well, I must say Deutsche Bahn is doing better. Diesel locomotives are louder, slower, dirtier than electric locomotives and cheaper to operate. At least in Great Britain at the moment. There, according to media reports, the sharp rise in electricity prices has resulted in various railway companies using diesel instead of electric locomotives to pull their freight trains again. Freightliner, one of the largest freight railways and British subsidiary of the US company Genesee in Wyoming, has meanwhile temporarily sidelined almost all electric locomotives. How long they will stay there is open. The withdrawal of the electric fleet is temporary and this decision is continuously reviewed, says company spokeswoman Lynn Crump to the German magazine Spiegel. For the time being, however, the conversion of the last electrically operated connections between England and Scotland to diesel traction is being prepared, precisely during the climate summit in Glasgow. Freightliner justifies the switch to fuel, which is significantly more harmful to the climate, with the fact that the price of traction electricity for the company rose by 210% between September and October of this year alone. Another unnamed company reports additional expenditure for electricity of 9.5 million euros for this period. Around 80% of traction electricity prices have been firmly negotiated by April 2024, but transport companies have to pay the current market price for short-term additional electricity requirements. It has risen sharply lately in the UK because a significant amount of electricity is generated from natural gas, and the wholesale price of natural gas has increased 440% since January. Neither the railway companies nor their customers could absorb the increased electricity cost, writes the industry association Rail Freight Group. In order to be able to transport essential goods, the railway companies would have to switch to diesel operation. But it also emits 76% less CO2 than comparable transports by truck, they say. Diesel is still the fuel of choice on most UK railways anyway. Contact wire only hangs over about 36% of the 16,500 kilometer rail network. In Germany, 61% of 38,400 kilometers of route are electrified. The proportion of electric locomotives used in British freight transport is correspondingly low. Of the 162 Freightliner container train locomotives, only 23 get their energy from the overhead contact line. That's different in Germany. DB Cargo currently provides 95% of its transport services purely electrically, said a company spokesman. Diesel is mainly used in shunting operations and on secondary routes. Many customers would also order certified green electricity for their transport and thus reduce the CO2 balance of their supply chain. The Deutsche Bahn also has the advantage that it generates 2/3 of its traction current in its own power stations. A few years ago, Deutsche Bahn wanted to show how one can reduce fuel costs on the European mainland in an unconventional way. Diesel locomotives should go from Trier to Luxembourg for cheaper refueling. With up to 6,000 liters per locomotive and a price difference of around 20 cents per liter, it would have been worth it. However, politics put a stop to this fuel tourism at the last minute. After all, the energy tax should flow into domestic coffers, and it was better for the climate as well. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.